Okay.
All right, it is the Rundown. I'm Brandon Walker of the Wonton Don. Rone, we are the only three here right now.
Literally.
Literally the only three here. That's why we're on the Rundown.
Like, it's not like there's like some small character back there that like doesn't deserve it.
We're the only three here.
It's crazy.
But shout out to the, well, I'll shout them out in a minute. Shout out to the PMT guys.
No, shout them out in a minute.
I'll shout them out in a minute. You're right. The Rundown is presented by High Noon. High Noon is a hard seltzer made with real vodka, real juice, and sparkling water. It is delicious. I have a bunch at my house. Peach is my favorite. Also like the lime.
I thought you liked the pineapple.
Well, Marty says Brandon loves the pineapple. I do like the pineapple, but the peach is incredible. The lime is incredible. It's actually made with vodka and not with malt like other hard seltzers. High Noon flavors are watermelon, pineapple, black cherry, grapefruit, and they just released lime and peach. Only 100 calories, gluten-free, and no added sugar. Real vodka, real juice for real fans just like us. Hashtag Nooners. Nooners. Shout out to the PMT guys. They just, at noon, they finished up a 24-hour stream, and they were looking like warmed over death when they left here. They were not looking great, but they struggled to the finish, but I mean, they raised, I think, $20,000 to give to the kids.
I didn't even see the warmed over part. They looked like straight up death. Big Cat's voice sounded like
rough.
shit. Fucking PFT was staggering out. Yes!
Billy thinks he had like a fracture in his foot from running too long.
Stress
Billy
fracture.
was the
stress fracture.
Billy was the best walking out of here, though. Billy seemed like he was in good spirits.
He's the youngest
And the most athletic.
I didn't even see Hank leave. I'm not sure he left. He might just be passed out here somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen Hank, but when you're Billy's age, you can bounce back from an all-nighter pretty quickly. Big Cat's not going to be back to 100%.
For a week.
Yeah.
If not
3
longer.
days.
Yeah, PFT as well.
Oh, because he also had to eat 24 hot dogs. So, yeah.
With 8 milkshakes, yeah. Big Cat was struggling.
Yeah, he had to eat the 8 milkshakes.
I don't know why he had to do that.
He didn't have to. He
added that
fucking chose
himself.
to do it just to fucking put an extra donut on the bat.
I would take beers over the hot dogs.
I would take. I would try to split the difference and go 12 and 12. I'd go hot dog beer, hot dog beer.
Yes, that was the challenge that Dave tried to do. What was it? Like a certain amount of beers, a certain amount of jack-offs.
Yeah.
Donuts and miles.
And miles, yes.
I lost. Just couldn't jerk off enough.
So he tried to kind of do everything they were doing.
And honestly,
in 24 hours.
The way that Billy made that 26 miles look so easy, it made me kind of rethink how I do Dave's thing. And you like running the whole way and then just trying to do like 18 beers, 12 donuts, and 6 jack-offs.
Yes, Dave was having trouble with the jack-offs, though.
Tried to squeeze out that 13th, couldn't do it. Just all the way to the clock, just fighting, scratching, clawing, jerking, couldn't do it.
I remember he got a Viagra or something to
I
help
would
him out
have
with
trouble with that, too. I got low T. I don't think I could produce that much cum.
Yes.
You don't have low
I'm
T.
a one-nut man. I'm not a one-minute man, but I'm a one-nut man. I don't...
One nut now?
Yeah.
You ever just stay
don't-
hard?
Stay
a
hard
nut?
after the nut?
No, fuck that.
Never?
Who am I trying to impress?
Yes.
I don't know, whoever's making you nut.
Me?
You just keep hard for jerking off. I jerked off half an hour ago. I'm still
Billy
rock
claims
hard.
Tyler O'Day, one of the only marathon runners in the office, said he couldn't do it without training. Tyler O'Day claims that didn't happen, but bad luck for Tyler if that's true.
I will say this, though. You know, it's impressive they all stayed up streaming for 24 hours. Billy ran 26 fucking miles and then stayed up for another 18 hours.
Yeah, that's
I would
really,
have wanted
really
to pass
crazy.
out immediately.
And then cooked breakfast for everyone this morning.
You're gonna call that breakfast? We were saying that they would not serve that in any prison. There's no prison where they would serve that slop.
Breakfast hummus is what
It looked
Nick
like
called
cat's
it.
throw up.
It tasted pretty similar too.
Basketball is back tonight. You got 2 games. You got the Lakers and the Clippers. You got the Jazz and the Pelicans. I'll be gambling on it. I don't know, Rone, you're a big Sixers fan. I got to think you feel pretty good in this shortened season that the Sixers can make some noise. It's just good to have another sport joining baseball because baseball's been by itself and everything that happened in baseball has kind of been microanalyzed. It's good to have more normalcy piled back on top of the baseball.
Basketball is a more communal sport to watch, in my opinion. Tonight, I think that we're about to see LeBron rip off a fucking run.
I agree. I think we're going to see the best version of LeBron. I think 35-year-old LeBron I'm going to say anybody caught a break in this virus, but he is going to be rested, and I think he's going to unleash hell on the league.
Yeah, he's not taking any shit from anybody. He's like forcing everybody on his team to play, forcing everybody to be healthy. But more importantly, everybody is healthy in the NBA. It's like proof of concept is very strong in basketball right now, that if you just put some dudes in a bubble, let them ball out and wear masks and don't go to Magic City, that everyone should be good.
I am anxious to see basketball, anxious to see where it goes. And the bubble, hockey will be joining next week with their own bubble. So we'll see. Professional sports is kind of crawling back to us, but tonight is a big night as the NBA goes forward.
And you're taking the Jazz regardless of whether they have Zion or not?
Well, yeah, I don't really care about Zion. Zion's a great player. I just think the Jazz are a better team, and everybody's falling in love with the Pelicans because of Zion, and they think they've kind of progressed him in their mind to this mythical creature that's just going to come back and lead them to the playoffs.
But there's a chance
different.
that the Jazz all hate each other now. There's
It's a very good chance. Rudy Gobert gave everybody coronavirus. People forget that.
Yeah, and Donovan Mitchell, I think, was even like outspoken about like being frustrated at it, and I think that that's going to wind up like that was the first domino to fall in ending the NBA season. I think that people could be fucking throwing elbows at Rudy Gobert's head the same way that
Like Astros.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. Speaking of the Astros, Joe Kelly. They talked about him on the rundown yesterday because of what he did the other night when he threw at Bregman, when he threw at Correa. But after the rundown yesterday, it was announced that Major League Baseball suspended Joe Kelly for 8 games, which is what percentage?
Aggressive.
22%?
15, yeah. Is it 22?
22%
60
or 13%.
games?
It's 13%. Something.
Yes.
It's a wild percentage of the season. And a lot of people have been saying, the Astros, no players got punished for cheating and winning the World Series.
It'd be the equivalent of like a 20-game suspension in a full season.
Correct. And Joe Kelly is missing a significant portion.
Yeah.
And he didn't even hit anybody.
Yeah, no one got hurt.
And I
was
could see
good, clean fun.
I could see giving a longer. He's not one of their starters.
No, he's a reliever.
So I could see giving a longer suspension to a starter because he's going to be on a 5-day
Correct.
cycle, and like you have to give him a 5-6 day suspension, so he has to miss a start. But a reliever, 8 games, like he could play in fucking half of those games.
Well, I know why they did it. They did it because he threw at the guy's head, and they want to eliminate that. They want you throwing at their head. If he threw it his ass, it'd be different. 8 games is still wild. That's still way too much.
But that's never happened for someone throwing at someone's head before.
I think people have been suspended for it, haven't they?
For throwing
Maybe not
at
for
someone's
8
head?
games. Yeah.
For missing? I've never seen someone getting suspended for somebody missing
I don't
it.
have the detailed list of suspensions in MLB in my head, but I feel like certainly agitating or trying to start something by throwing at somebody's head has been punished before.
Well, they definitely got it right. The MLB has to protect the cheaters. That's who needs
Correct.
to be protected more than anybody else. The Astros need to be coddled, and we need to make sure that if anyone even gets close to hurting an Astro, their team's chances of winning a championship are hurt.
Are you being sarcastic?
Rich with it's dripping with sarcasm.
Oh, wow. You cut it
Real
with a knife.
rich sarcasm. I mean, I really hope that more people throw at their heads. I hope you. I swear to God,
Suspend the whole league.
He's going
I
to
hope
start a trend.
I hope they force their hand because, like, you need to. If the game can't govern itself, and if Rob Manfred's not going to govern the game, then who's in charge?
The Astros. The Astros are in charge.
Obviously.
Are you trying to get that mic on?
What are you doing, Jeff?
Well, just
Here. I just wanted to pose a question. I think somebody tweeted it. Maybe Jared.
Jeff's here.
Maybe hey.
This is Jeff DeLone.
Maybe Marty. I don't know. But remember the viral video of Joe Kelly missing his
Yes.
like net in his back? Did you already talk about that? That I missed.
We
that?
haven't, no.
Did he do that on purpose months ago and be like, I just miss people to the right all the time. I even do
That
it.
would
at
be
home."
a good defense.
Somebody tweeted that and like normally that type of shit. I'm like whatever. But like I kind of laugh. I could see that.
Yeah.
Every time on your hands, you're concocting these plans to bean these guys.
But he still got suspended. It would be
See,
plausible deniability.
I
but
don't know, but Joe Kelly planning his beaning or planning throwing at Bregman's head 3 months ago is incredible to think about.
Do you think that?
Are you getting blown up right now?
Yes, dude. I'm trying to put out this Buddha Ben fucking video, and it's.
Well, just relax.
electric.
Just relax. We got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes of a rundown. Then you can get back over there and put out the Buddha Ben video.
It's going to be a good video.
Well,
Please watch the video.
is Buddha Ben texting you?
Michelangelo is.
Well, Michelangelo knows we got to do the rundown, right?
I told him we're doing the rundown, and he's still texting me. He's texting me this and that.
Michelangelo's whole life is the rundown.
just know when you watch this vid and he calls Buddha Ben and admits that he stole his painting.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
You just said it.
By the time they watch it, the video will have been out
Alright,
for a
fair,
couple of
fair,
hours.
fair, fair.
The anger is real. It's not like a staged call. That's what I'm trying to say.
It is. It's very
It's intense.
real. It's very real. I'll put my eye here.
You threw that very hard.
I know, just as a I'm sorry throw.
How'd you throw that so hard?
Because I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I've been detracting from your rundown.
There's nothing can detract from
Do you
my
think
rundown.
that Joe Kelly would have gotten as much trouble if he didn't make a face and if the benches didn't clear?
I don't know. I don't want to pretend we live in a world where he didn't make that face.
I think if NBA games were on, he wouldn't have gotten in as much trouble. There was the only story for
if he'd
2
have
days.
waited one day, he wouldn't have gotten in trouble.
or not in as much trouble.
That's a good hypothesis.
It's just the only thing. It's the only show in town.
Speaking of sports, segue.
Last time you dicked me on this, but I'll trust you.
Lamar Jackson, number one. Oh, high fives all around. Donnie. Well, that was low. Okay. Lamar Jackson, number one on the NFL 100 list. That came out last night after everyone was asleep. Well, after I was asleep. Lamar Jackson, number one. Patrick Mahomes, number 4. Russell Wilson, number 2. Aaron Donald, number 3.
Right.
Rone, thoughts?
Aaron Donald won last year, but I think that this list, just like the Madden ratings, is just built to have conversation. And it's like if someone was
like we were having.
it's like if someone was Inspector Deck is the best member of Wu-Tang of all time.
No.
And everyone's going to be like, no, he's not, dude. I like this person better.
No.
It's like, well, you're saying that so people will have this fucking conversation. I think that's what happened with Patrick Mahomes being 4th. He's obviously the best.
That Inspector Deck thing is bullshit. Everybody knows that the other members were better. Mace,
Well, I mean, there's like
Chingy.
3. Well, there's like 4
Papoose.
that you can make an argument for. Raekwon, Method
Skee-Lo.
Man, Ghostface Killer,
Coolio.
or the RZA. I think you can make an argument for those 4.
Easily.
So
I hate when
just
people
made
are like,
those up.
I like Ghostface, Method Man, fucking Redman, but I don't really like the rest of Wu-Tang. Like, that's like being like, yeah, I like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, but I didn't really like the 90s Bulls. It's like,
Coming from where I come from, I just try to avoid being a fan of the Klan.
hell yes, Brandon.
Speaking of Wu-Tang, that name comes from China. Is the next topic about China?
Well, it is now.
Oh, let's
Yes,
go.
now.
Everything connects.
Speaking
Like,
of
here's the church, here's the
Wu-Tang
steeple.
in China. Thanks, Donnie.
Yes.
So, NBA just running a player development sweatshop in China. NBA has had like a lot of PR problems with China and Hong Kong recently, where NBA players are speaking about social justice in certain areas, but then kind of skirting some things in Hong Kong and China, and we've had a lot. Agent Woj and that thing with the senator. Anyway, all of that, you can research it. But apparently the NBA has been linked to a player development sweatshop in China where one of the NBA academies over there where they develop players was heavily mistreating players.
They were trying to find the next Yao Ming.
One
and
of
they
the
were-
coaches
yes.
over there compared it to World War II Germany, that it was just that bad. That was like almost a concentration camp for these guys.
Yeah. The coaches were beating the players.
Yes.
Which I think is just par for the course at a lot of their basketball
So
camps.
the NBA name is on this, but the
Yeah.
Chinese government was running it for the NBA.
Yeah, I think maybe like the government just paid the NBA to kind of like call it an NBA development camp. But I'm sure like also the NBA was like, hey, find us another Yao Ming.
But this is also also pertinent because this is part of the Muslim sect of Chinese who are being put in like internment
Correct.
camps themselves. So
Yes.
it's like a double pronged thing that like nobody will talk about, and like I know that our relationship is somewhat dependent on like we rely on our phones are from China, our shoes are from China or whatever, but like that doesn't mean that we can't ask people to do better and not have concentration
Yes,
camps. It's
and
like flat out wrong.
I'm against concentration camps.
I
Barstool's
too.
like business model does not revolve around like being friends with China.
Donnie?
Yes?
Are you
What?
against concentration camps, or
Yes,
you
I
want to
am.
just
I
stay
am.
silent?
Wow.
What?
page,
oh,
same
is-
page.
is-
That's
I-
what
Violence
I
is
didn't
violence.
understand.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I am
Silence is
against
violence.
those concentration camps. I used to buy weed off a lot of Uyghurs. Those are the people that China is putting in
Uyghurs.
camps. And then all of a sudden there's like a crackdown. And like my last year in China, there were just no more Uyghurs on the street. And it's like, where'd they go?
You couldn't find weed.
Couldn't find weed. That was a
Yeah, well,
tragedy.
that wasn't the problem. The problem is like, wait, did they just like round all these people up and send them out of the city? It was weird. It
This
just,
is gonna-
like,
this is gonna
in
be
a matter of months they were gone.
Are they identifiably different than other Chinese people? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Do they look? It's a different look.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's a different look. Very good food.
Uyghurs.
Like, yeah, Xinjiang food. It's
Oh, yeah.
one of the best in China. But I just think the whole way that Chinese sports work is absurd. Like in the U.S., everybody grows up playing some sports. If you're good, you'll play in high school. If you're really good in high school, you'll play in college. If you're really good in college, you'll end up playing in the pros. In China, they'll just look at kids when they're around like 10 and be like, this kid looks athletic. We're going to put him in a sports school. And then that's all they do. They just play sports for the next 10 to 20 years, like trying to get them ready to play professionally. It doesn't always work. And they don't even, like at these schools, they'll be like, do 1,000 layups. And they'll just have them like do all these drills over and over again, which doesn't really make you into a great player, because you need to learn how to play in game time
The flow of the
situations.
game,
Yeah,
yes.
you got so like a lot of these players, their fundamentals are good, but they don't understand the flow of the game.
There are coaches probably in America who, like, until recently were abusive too. Remember Air Bud? Have you guys seen Air Bud?
Phil Knight?
No, remember in Air Bud, the coach was like
golden retriever.
He's throwing basketballs at one of the players. Like the coach is like doing exactly what these coaches are doing, and it was like a kids movie about it. He was just like
Yes.
pelting this kid who couldn't catch a pass. What are you giggling at?
Back in the 70s, I bet
That's really funny.
it was like, yeah.
That's really fucking funny. I'm sorry.
And Michelangelo
He threw it right in his fucking
throwing a
face,
clip
too.
of that.
I know,
Right in
that's
his
what I'm saying.
nose.
In Air Bud, that's what Air Bud was about.
And all he was doing was trying to repel the ball, and it happened to go up into the basket.
Right.
Unbelievable.
No, I'm talking. There's a kid in Air Bud, but
Oh,
they
I
did
thought
do
we
it to
were
the
talking
dog.
about
No, they weren't just
They
abusing
did smoke
dogs.
the dog in the face.
They're
But there was a
abusing
kid.
kids.
They abused a kid in Air Bud too. Air Bud's rife with players getting
that's
basketball.
How did
exactly-
Air Bud? How did Air Bud, when he went to other sports? There was seventh inning fetch.
Golden
There was
receiver.
golden receiver. How did he catch the ball in golden receiver? What?
World
World
Pup.
Pup. So I guess that was soccer. I guess he never got on the ice.
Yeah.
Although we could
It
we
could
could
be
write
World
it.
Pup.
We could write it.
World Pup. Yeah, there's probably
Stanley
some-
Pup.
That's fucking good.
That's
Drop
good,
yeah,
but
pup, fuck.
Stanley Pup.
the physics, though, they
How
don't
could
really
he
work.
bite the?
Well, we're talking. He catches a football. He runs.
If Tom Brady was
Dogs can
throwing
catch
the
football.
ball, if it was a little deflated, is my point. Like
Oh,
that's
I
the way
see.
that he could catch
Ooh.
it.
I see.
If you know what I mean.
I thought you meant the accuracy.
No, no.
So you're basically saying Gronkowski is just a golden retriever.
In some ways, I
does-
mean, their reading
He
comprehension.
does pee everywhere. Clem had a blog. Oh, let's do the second ad first. I can no longer use the board. They have to print it out for me now.
Why?
Big
Not
Cat
very
was erasing
intelligent.
too many
Here's the
words.
thing about home security companies. Most trap you with high prices, tricky contracts, and lousy customer support. So while there are a lot of options out there, there's only one no-brainer. And it is
You have to
Simply
do this
Safe.
safely safe.
Simply Safe. Simply Safe's got everything you need to protect your home with none of the drawbacks of traditional home security. It's got an arsenal of sensors and cameras to blanket every room, window, and door tailored specifically for your home. Professional monitoring keeps watch day and night, ready to send police, fire, or medical professionals if there's an emergency. You can set it up yourself in under an hour. Just peel and stick the sensors exactly where you need them. No technician required, and there's no contract, no pushy sales guys, no hidden fees, no fine print. All of this starts at just $15 a month.
What?
$15 a month. That's what it starts at. I'm not the only one who thinks Simply Safe is great. U.S. News and World Report named it the best overall home security of 2020. Try Simply Safe today at simplysafe.com/rundown. You get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial. There's nothing to lose. That's simplysafe.com/rundown. Clem had a blog. You guys know Clem, right?
The best.
Zingis.
What?
Clem Zingas.
Clem
Like
Zingas.
Clem
Porzingis.
Zingas.
He went
I
to
get it.
Latvia that one time.
They didn't change his name since Porzingis got
He's
traded.
tried to, but
Okay.
Clem Ron Baker.
I don't know if you guys saw it. Clem had a blog about a man against a wasp nest. Who do you think won?
I can't see the wasp nest losing.
Wouldn't really be a blog if the wasp nest won. That'd be a predictable finish. So this man that Clem had, it's a video, and man just walks up, grabs the nest full of wasps, grabs it, crushes it, throws it in his mouth, eats it.
There he is, big.
Is there a
I've
honey?
seen now. My grandfather. I'm from Mississippi. We had some tough ass old men. I've seen my grandfather grab a wasp nest and crush it to a fine powder, but never eat it. That's crazy.
That's.
Did
Think
your
he
grandpa?
just did it fast enough that the wasp
Yeah,
didn't have time to react?
Yeah, he just did it like that. He just fisted it.
Did your
He fisted
grandfather
the
get
wasp.
stung? Do you remember?
He never showed it if he did. He never showed it. You ever been stung by a wasp?
I don't know.
I've been stung 7 times by a wasp.
One wasp?
It's
No,
worse
no,
than
no.
a bee, right?
7. Oh, it's much worse than a bee. The last
whooped
time
your ass.
I went and got my wife's car. We left it at her mother's house for a couple of months, and I went and got it. And I took it to the gas station, and I opened the gas cap. And inside the gas cap, they had built a nest, and they all right on top of me. And I ran across the gas station, and people thought I was a crazy person. But I got stung
words did you
twice,
say?
twice in the hand and once in the ass.
Give us a reenactment of what
No,
happened.
it was Jesus Christ, goddamn! It was everything I shouldn't say, everything that I
Did
trained
you
myself
shake your
not
hand
to say.
like this?
Yeah, well, I was looking at it. Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I wasn't a cartoon character.
Ooh, and it was pulsing red.
And I ran for some bees and found the nearest water supply. Yeah.
Do wasps make honeycomb?
No.
Have y'all ever been outside?
Honeybees do.
Have you ever been outside?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't live in fucking wasp country.
Oh, you don't deal with wasps?
I
can't-
deal with
Are
wasps.
wasps not a thing? And
The worst wasps are the ones that live in the ground.
They're
so
bad, too.
You don't even see the nest.
they're bad too. Yeah, you'll just step on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they suck.
I can't differentiate between wasps and hornets, and I know what a bee is, and I assume
I
they're in
was
the
on
same
wasp-
family.
So wasp nests, they'll generally, except for the ones that are on the ground, but they'll generally find a crevice in your house or a crease, and they'll put right up in the corner of the roof, something like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so no honey.
No honey.
No, there's no honey. Honeybees.
Honeybees are actually like probably one of the friendliest of that type of bug.
You can just
yeah.
put your hand into a honeybee hive, and if you don't really try to agitate them, they'll just sit on your hand.
Yes. I would love to harvest honey.
When we go to Mississippi, we have one.
Oh, nice.
We have an apiarist that comes. We have a honeybee hive right there on the property.
We can wear the suits and harvest.
You don't have to wear those. You
fresh
just have to
honey?
wear the mask.
Yeah.
You just walk right up to these honeybees.
Yeah.
Because that sounds
It's
nice.
right next to Uncle Donnie's house.
It looks so good when you bite into honeycomb and it drips
Yeah, but
down.
that's
Yes.
when the bees all get in a circle and they come after you and you have to run.
Oh, really? Did they ever like write a message and like words together or something like
What
a
are you
thought
doing
bubble,
with a question mark?
speech
Yeah.
bubble, something like that? Very bee-ish behavior.
Do you guys ever see that movie My Girl with
God damn it,
Macaulay
Donnie.
Culkin?
God, of course I've seen that fucking movie. It's the saddest fucking movie.
His
And-
girlfriend dies.
Dies
No,
bees.
no, he
By
dies.
bee.
Macaulay Culkin dies.
He dies from bees.
Yeah, because he's allergic. And Anna Slumsky's character goes to the funeral and takes his glasses and says he can't see without his glasses. And it's the fucking saddest movie of all time.
Well, he's
Yes.
dead. How?
I know, but she's so working up about it.
Damn.
And she's the one that got him out in the woods to get around the bees in the first place.
So she killed him.
Women, man. Fucking
It's
women.
like Eve.
Bees, man.
Eve with the fucking ribs and the steak
women.
and the apple. She's basically Eve 2.0. Just trying to kill and
Have you
keep us
ever
good
seen the
men
movie
down.
My Girl? I'll
Yeah,
start
well,
crying
I-
right now, Donnie.
Yes, I saw it when I was so young, and like, yeah, it was probably even before I really knew what death was, so it didn't hit me as hard.
Or
I thought he was just
um,
taking a nap.
bee allergies.
Yeah. Actually, no, that did freak me out because I was like, oh, bees can kill you? Like, I used to be like
You're
afraid
allergic.
of bees as a kid, but not deathly afraid.
That's what I think that was the point of My Girl. They should have a My Girl too, and it's like someone dies from a peanut allergy.
Back in the 70s and 80s, they used to scare kids a lot more with kid deaths on TV because of a certain thing. Mm-hmm. I remember Punky Brewster's sister or friend got trapped in a refrigerator. That was a big thing back then. Don't hide in a refrigerator, you'll get trapped.
Yeah,
now it's like a
which-
trunk. They have like the release
Yeah.
valve in the
Now you're fine.
refrigerator.
Yeah, you can always just push it open.
Right, back then you
Oh,
couldn't.
and also putting a plastic bag in your head, my parents used to always be like, you'll die. And I was like, wait, but I can breathe. It's only if like you're 2 years old and can't actually take it off your head.
A good word to
So
the
if-
wise of all the
If
2-year-olds
we have any
out there.
10-year-olds watching, put a plastic bag in your head.
But any
Yeah,
2-year-olds.
but if you ever have trouble breathing, just take it off.
All right.
Okay.
All right, last thing on the rundown. Did you,
6 10-year-olds
we need a
die
fact checker for that.
in central Massachusetts.
did you guys see
Central
Willie
Mass.
Clone's truck?
Yes.
So
yes.
this morning, Two Bigs podcast tweeted out a picture of the Bronx Bully, I believe is the name of the truck. Has that on the wheels. It says the Bronx Bully. Has New York Yankees imagery on the side. It's a big jacked up truck. I thought it was fucking badass. And then the guys like KFC was like, I really want to blow up this truck. And then Gaz was chirping him. I thought it was a good looking truck.
Yeah. I think Gaz was the one who posted that tweet from the main account, and he was like, imagine how small this guy's penis is.
Right. I don't.
That was a shot
It's
across
a
the bow.
good-looking truck. You don't think it was?
I don't think it's a great looking truck.
But you're
I'm
a
not
Red
gonna-
Sox fan, though. If you're a Mets or Red Sox fan, your shit is probably clouded.
Also, I think we could give KFC thousands of dollars of ammunition. He wouldn't be able to figure out how to blow up that fucking truck.
Didn't
Yeah.
KFC
No
buy a
chance he
flamethrower?
knows how to blow up a truck.
I thought he bought a flamethrower. He could just flamethrower it. He
No.
bought one of Musk's.
There's no chance KFC knows how to operate any weapon.
But
If KFC is saying that it's if he doesn't like the Yankee stuff, I can't be mad at him for disliking the team that he hates.
No.
But
Strongest
KFC
thing-
drove a Fiat though.
Strongest thing he's ever shot is like a can of hairspray.
Yes. But
in
you
his
were saying
ass.
KFC was driving a Fiat because he didn't have Willie Cologne's money. It's like I would like to know what type of car KFC would get
Right.
if he had Willie's money.
And Willie, like that's if you're buying, if you have a ton of money, some of your money is going to go to customizing or getting a pretty cool car. Willie's a big guy. He needs a fucking big cab. You can't
Yeah.
is Willie going to slide into a Lamborghini or some shit like
No,
that?
he's not going to get
What
into
about a
Honda
Tesla?
Civic.
I
Yeah.
can't really see Willie in a Tesla. What?
Yeah, well, I mean the Civic isn't a rich guy car. I'm talking rich guy cars.
Oh, I just forgot.
What would be your first vehicle purchase if you played in the NFL?
911.
I would buy, like he tricked out that truck. I would trick out a Jeep Wrangler like that. I would make it big. I would get big tires, and I just have a big. Whenever you saw this big ass Jeep coming, you know it was Brandon Walker. I would get a big vehicle too.
I do like Jeep Wranglers.
I think making your vehicle bigger is a big
I don't remember
statement.
anybody getting in Chap's ass about his fucking garish vehicle. Chap's got an all yellow truck.
And then it got robbed, right?
No, he got his
bought-
first
oh.
truck stolen, so he had to replace it with this.
A yellow Dodge
Yeah.
Ram, I believe.
There
I mean-
are like some parts of the country where if you aren't driving a truck, people just assume you don't have testicles.
Correct.
But the Bronx isn't one of them.
The Bronx is not one of those places.
But I thought it was an okay truck. I think that people, I mean, you could.
I
the
just
worst ways
imagine
you could spend
sitting
your
behind
money.
the wheel of that truck. I feel like it adds 2 or 3 inches to your penis.
I like being low
Yeah,
to the
or that's
ground.
what they think.
Yeah.
Because they need 2 or 3 inches added to
I
their
don't know.
penis.
I don't
think
think-
that's
I
the
don't-
problem.
I don't think
I
Wi-
think it's for guys
I
who
don't
want.
think Willie needs inches added to his penis.
How do you know?
I don't know. I just don't think he does.
Why have you been thinking
Sounds
about
like you're buying into stereotypes.
it? That offensive linemen always have big dicks.
I guess I have to ask Willie if I can see his penis.
Yeah, that's the only one way to is a measuring, and at his hardest too. You don't want to get a misrepresentation of his penis. You need to see his penis at its best.
I've heard a problem if you're like, I'm not saying Willie is actually like that fat, but if you're like morbidly obese, like the fat around your dick starts to build up and it makes your dick look very small.
I think Willie said every 10 pounds you lose adds an inch to your dick.
Do
But
we
imagine going
yeah.
on a 600-pound life and losing 500 pounds.
Do we have a dedicated database
finally have a
somewhere with
5-inch dick.
Barstool dick sizes?
The Call Her Daddy girls have it.
Yes.
There's only one. All right, that's a rundown.
All right.
After
Watch the
show-
Buddha Ben video. Watch the
There-
Buddha Ben video,
But
please.
no, after show's going to get cut short because he has to go blog the video.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes. And
Thanks,
if you
Spider.
if you want to know our cock sizes, there's a Call Her Daddy clip out there.
Thanks.
That was the beginning of Call Her Daddy drama.